me, because I think, and I was just telling someone this the other day, if you're going to come off as like money hungry, or you want to be the best of the best, and that's all you're focused on, that's going to come across, instead of being a genuine, passionate person, that will come across more to your followers and your challengers and your team, versus you just being like, okay, you guys, I want you to hit rank and I want you to do this. And same with your challengers. It's going to come across, and it's going to come across super yucky, and then no one's going to stick with you. So this year, I really, and if you were like that last year, maybe you weren't at all, but this year really focus on serving and loving and transforming and talking about it and sharing your challengers, transformations, and sharing your coaches' success stories. And that's going to come off, and your passion is going to spread to people, and they're going to want to join you for that. So that's all I got. Teacher out.
Can you guys hear me? My internet still thinks it's 1994, even though it's 2020. Yeah? Yay! Okay, so we are actually not going to do this on the call. Some of the other girls on the other teams are gonna like sit down together and flip their magazines. But we decided not to do that, mostly because I have a baby right here at my feet, so there's no way I'm making a vision board right this second. But we really want to encourage you to actually do it. You heard what Dylan was saying about, you know, she's pulling stuff off of her vision board, and every single thing she put on there, she looked at every day and she accomplished, right? And so I used to think this kind of stuff was cheesy, and I won't lie to you, I did not make a vision board in 2019, and I am not clear on, you know, where my vision was before, and I'm so crystal clear now, and I promise you, be making a 2020 vision board. And it just can be any like words like these, like this one on the left here you see is like more like just random words that make you feel inspired, right? But I also want to encourage you to be really specific. Like take this piece of paper that has all of this stuff on it, that hopefully you did, and if you didn't get a chance to, you'll watch the call from earlier and do it later, and really be specific, like really, and you guys are saying a lot of awesome stuff in the chat, but like really like hone in on where you want to be when you are pulling stuff off your vision board in 1 year, and those things that you are going to make happen, and you're going to, you know, put out in the universe, and you're going to look at every single day before you sit down to do your work, or before you go to bed, or whatever, wherever you decide to put it, and you're actually going to make it happen, you know? And I think it can be so powerful, but only if you let it, right? And I'm one that I'm not into like this fluffy stuff, but I really do believe it can be powerful. I mean, I should say I'm not normally into this like a year ago, I probably said, this is fluffy, I'm not going to do it. And I didn't do it, and here we are. So I will do a 2020 vision board, and we want to encourage you to do it. And then what we're going to do is share pictures of our vision board. If you have time blocked off right now and you want to get started, please do, and add to it over the next week or something. But get started, get your vision board, and then once you have it finished, I want you to send it to your coach or into a thread like of your team. So make a vision board though. Everybody promise, pinky swear, put it in the chat. You promise? And what I think you should do is where'd I go? Oh, what I think you should do is right in the center, really big, put your word that you pick. So you always have that on your mind. And I love the idea of the bracelet. And actually, would you guys send in our chat your word of the year? Pinky promise. I love you guys are saying pinky promise. You're my favorite. Okay, good. Yes, Maggie, do it. We'll be cheesy together. Sorry, did I just wake up your baby? Okay. Cool, I'm done. Nobody.
Okay, so that's kind of the end of like slides that we wanted to share, but we really wanted to share vision. Like we wanted you leaders to share your vision, and then anyone who wants to share their vision, like we would love to hear your vision. If you know for sure and you are crystal clear on your vision, like we would love, love, love to hear it. So I want to open it up first to our Diamond leaders to share their vision with us and with your teams that are on. Holly, you want to go first?
Yeah, since nobody's crying. My vision is honestly, personally, for like my personal vision, it's to pay off my student loans. And my husband, who's at work right now, I want to have an income that provides our family with him not having to take as many overtime calls, or not feeling like he has to take every single overtime call that comes in just to get ahead, because he works 25 hours on New Year's Eve and into New Year's Day, and then he went back to work, and now he's back to work again. And it's just, I want him home. And so, not home like retire my spouse, like that's definitely not anything he's ever gonna do. But that's my vision for my family. As far as my team, I want a team full of leaders who are walking across the stage at Summit themselves, and I want a team full of people who are crushing their own goals and bringing themselves home from work if that's their goals. Like, I want a team full of people who are taking their own teams and crushing their own goals. So that's my vision.
Okay, I'll go next. So my personal vision is to be able to help my in-laws who are going through cancer treatment and own their own business and just have never had a lot of income, just to be able to like start saving for them so that one day they can retire, like when they're at a normal age to retire. Another one of my personal goals is to save enough to take our whole family on a trip. Another is hosting our own retreat and helping a couple friends that we know going through the adoption process. And then team-wide goals, very similar to Holly's. I was actually talking to Holly and Krista the other day about how about how it's really hard for me because like they're specifically Holly, because she's not my coach, but anyways, that Holly has her own team now, like, and that's what I want, as hard as that is, because it feels like a part of you is like, this sounds so weird, as hard as that is, because it's like, wait, we were doing this together and now like you have your own whole team. Like, that really is what I want a team full of. I want a whole team full of leaders who leave me alone because they're doing their own thing and they have other people to lead. But don't leave me totally alone. Just kidding. Okay. And then a huge vision that I have is hosting another retreat in the fall, but just like honed in on community. Like, when I think about that retreat that I want to host this fall, I want it to be just like full of people that are best friends and support each other and pray together, and that you get there and you feel like you know everybody and you leave knowing that you want to come back tomorrow. That's mine. And I'm not going to call on you guys. So leaders, step up. Let's go. Come on.
Okay, I'll go. So one of my things that this is kind of like what I read in the morning. So I'm showing my kids that success takes hard work, even when you don't feel like it. I am a 5-star diamond coach because I know how to put in the effort and I know what it takes. And I'm a hardworking mama. My vision is to show others that experience anxiety and a lot of the same things that I struggle with, that it doesn't hold me back from how God wants to use me and empower others. And I am sharing my light and my story because I am rescued and I have something amazing to share. And I guess I don't really have like, oh, the other vision part is having a very family feeling team that's like we're all just very close. And it's not, it doesn't take just retreat, like retreat. I want to have a retreat where it's like our team comes together and gets to love on each other in person, but it feels kind of like that the rest of the time because of how we interact and support each other.
Okay, I'll go. My vision for just myself and my family is I want to continue staying home with the girls. Obviously, a lot of you guys know, if you don't know, we're military. So we move every 4 years. So I would like to just not have to keep getting recertified and keep finding teaching jobs. And as you know, we're in Boston and it's extremely expensive. So we had like already done the math. If I did go back to teaching, all of my money was just going to go towards daycare. So I'd be like paying for people to watch my kids. And instead of doing that, I worked my butt off and I matched my teaching pay. So I want to continue doing that so I can, no matter where we move, I have a significant income coming in versus, just kind of being like, okay, well now I have to go back to work. So that's my huge vision for myself and my family. Student loans, again, that's big. We want to pay those off. And then basically what Holly said too is I just want to keep the momentum with our community that we have grown so big. One of my coaches today was even saying that she was telling one of her friends that like our community is just so, they're just so attracted to the community that we've created. And I love that. Like I love that we have this community, like everyone's sitting on this call. So I really want to keep that. And my vision, like Holly said, is I just really want to grow leaders. I think the first year of my business, it was more so like, yeah, like, let's do this. And I was the leader. Whereas once I shifted my mindset and it was like, no, I want leaders. Like I want my team to be successful. I want my team to be helping as many people as possible. And once I feel like I shifted that mindset, here we are sitting as an elite team, right? So I think that is huge when you just want leaders. Like it means more than anything for me to see my coaches helping people and being able to put money towards things. So that's like huge for me this year going into 2020, even more so than last year is, I will do anything and everything to make sure that you guys are successful. And yeah, that's it. I just want everyone to be successful. Okay. Bye. Go, Maggie. You're right next to me. Maggie's turn.
Thanks, Krista. I guess kind of going off of what Krista said, I think in the past I always said like, oh, like 1 star or 2 star. I would focus more on like the rank. And this year I kind of want to like, not like forget about it because yeah, that should still be a goal, but focus more on like building my team and my coaches and just like being friends with them, not just being like, how are you doing? Did you hit Success Club? Just like building that real, genuine community because that's what I've found through all this. And I want my girls to have that with me and with each other too, and just really like recruit more coaches because I don't really have like a big team yet. So my goal is not really rank, just like community and friendships and see where that takes us.
Okay, I'll go if nobody else is going to go.
I was going to say, I'm going to start calling people out as I see. So perfect. It'll go Kate, Shannon, Melissa. Okay.
So even though I just started coaching this past, essentially like the beginning of September or beginning of August, end of July, I worked really hard and did hit diamond in November, which for me was really cool because I struggle with a lot of self-doubt. So the fact, like the whole entire time I was like, never going to happen. It's not going to happen. But I was still working my ass off to make it happen. And it happened. And so for me this year, like it was like I woke up on New Year's Day just feeling so good about being in a new year with new opportunities. And instead of looking at this, like you said, like I need to help 3 people to get my points. For me, like what I've been doing the past 2 days is literally just trying to find people that I could be friends with. But also finding people that already kind of have some of the habits that we coaches have, because I feel like that's an easy transition. So I want to build a team of leaders, like you guys are saying. Like, I want to have people that really want to do this, that are looking for something extra, something to help fulfill them, because that's why I started coaching in the first place. So I want to find people, and if I'm only finding a few people a month, but they're quality people, then I'm okay with that. Like, I want to build a really strong team, because in the end, that's what's going to make this a forever thing, rather than like you get really, really big and then you fall. Like, because I feel like I've seen that a lot with some coaches who have grown massively over 6 months to a year, and then they don't keep up with it, and then everybody drops off, and then they're back at ground zero, and I don't want that to happen. And some of the coaches that I have on my team originally were just discount coaches, and now, after hearing me talk about things, have come to me and they're like, you know what, this sounds like something I would really like to do. And like that, like deep down, I knew they would be great at it, but I didn't want to push them. So, finding people that I can help develop to then take it on, and then they can help more people. Like, that's my goal for this year. I'm actually in the process. I've been at the same job for 9 years, and I've decided I need another change. Not another change, but I need a change. So I am looking for a new full-time job. And eventually I would like to make this my full-time job, and that I don't have to work and go to an office and work a 9 to 5. Because truly, between this and my personal development, like coaching stuff, like this is what I love to do, and I could do this all day long. So that's eventually what I'm hoping to lead up to. So thank you everybody for y'all being awesome, and this just being just a great team, and everybody just cheering each other on, because that's also the best.
I love what Kate said about like the quality over quantity, because I think at first when I started coaching, I was so focused on the numbers and hitting Success Club and just like, okay, I got my 5 points, I'm done. And I would like check in and add them to my challenge groups. And like, yeah, they were doing fine, but I really want to pour more love into like my mission. Like, my mission is to help women be fearless through food and fitness in this community. And if I have one girl that I'm pouring that into and she's successful and then she wants to coach, for me, that's better than finding like 10 random people who drop off in a month. So I think that's my new focus for this year. For my team, like I want to keep growing my team, and my word for the year is change, because like I want to keep growing, but my husband and I are moving back to Pittsburgh. He's in the military, but he's getting out. So that's going to be a huge change, and we're going to have a baby in the summer. So we're having like all these changes, but I want to stay home with our baby. I don't want to go back to work, because I just want to stay home with our baby. And so I want this coaching to really be a business, not just a hobby anymore. So that is my goal for 2020. And I love this community. Stop, MK, you cannot cry, because I cried on Monday when I was talking about this. I'm done crying for the week. So that's my goal for 2020. So I'm super pumped to have this community, because if it wasn't for you ladies, I wouldn't have this vision, because I hear all you guys talking about it and actually doing it. So love you all.
Okay, I'll go. So my vision for this year is to really focus on onboarding coaches correctly, and giving them a really good base and empowering them to build their own teams, kind of like we're all saying, so I'm not going to repeat that. But I really haven't focused ever since starting on yes, Holly, that's correct. That's my personal one. I haven't gotten to that yet. But I have never really focused on building my team. I'm always just focusing on like staying diamond and hitting Success Club and being able to go on the next retreat. And like, I want to build a team and, do it correctly. And then Holly stole my thunder, but personally, not soon, but eventually we all know, want to get a horse, and I put away a stupid amount of money from my actual full-time job every month to get to that. And so if I'm able to not need to do that and use coaching as an outlet to put that money away each month, and then B, if I'm able to do that sooner than the goal that I've set for myself just in life, I think that would be really cool. So that's that.
I think that's all the diamond leaders. I have one thing to add to my vision. Not that it's super important, but I just keep coming back to like how I felt 2 years ago, the first year that our team went to elite, and how it felt like we were all running together. And that's what I want on my team again. Not like me being the leader and everyone else just like doing what I do, but rather us all doing it together. And if you are a leader of a team, a lot of times it can feel like you're doing it from the top down. And I can say from experience, it's not the best way to do things. And it doesn't have to be that way. Like you can kind of put yourself there, not really on purpose, but sometimes you just think, oh, I have to do all these things because they're going to look to me. But like, I want to be running with leaders, not in front of leaders. Does that make sense? So I want to get back to 2016, I think, feels. And I also wanted to say, like, you guys just heard from all the diamond leaders on this call, but you don't have to be a diamond to have a vision, right? And so, like, I would love if anybody else on this call wants to share their vision, like, I think you should, because you should have a vision. Like, you should not wait until you get to diamond or emerald or 2-star to have a vision for your business. So let's go.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I was actually going to say, and you don't even have to be a diamond to be a leader. So it doesn't, like, just because have a certain rank doesn't make you a leader. And that, if you're a brand new coach or you've been coaching 2, 3, 5 years, that should be on your vision. Like, that's something that could be on your vision board. So if you're sitting there right now and you're like, well, I'm not a diamond, I'm not a leader. Yes, you are. You can act like you are, and you will be. So I love that you just said that, MK, because I was waiting to say that it doesn't have to be us speaking. Like, this is what we're saying. Like, this is the community that we want for everyone. We want you guys to be able to step up and lead from the front and share your vision. Like, you don't have to have a rank in front of your name for us to take you seriously, or for people to take you seriously. Like, you already stepped out of your comfort zone. You already took that leap to be a coach. You made it, right? You did it. So now share. So now that we've said that, you all just can't stare at us and no one share. So let's go.
Okay, I'll go. So my vision is probably, well, it's a couple different things. The big one is going to be income based. I'm not like really happy with my job. I just kind of do it because I need to do it. I have to make an income. So that would be huge, to leave that and then be able to find something that I'm actually passionate about, but also get to stay home and raise my daughter. And then kind of just this community. Like, I've only been doing this for a month and I just feel so much better about myself. Like, this community and the confidence I've gained in just these few weeks, and like the relationship I've built, like, it's just amazing. So I just can't wait to continue to grow that relationship. That's it for now.
I'll go. I'm a new coach. I'm Kim. Can you hear me? So my vision for this year is to help, I would say, a lot of military wives. That's mostly who my friends are military people, to get into a routine, to work out, to understand that health is important. And the fact that we move so much, it's hard to make friends in new places. And so hopefully this will give them a basis for having friends. So no matter where they go, they always have somebody to connect with. So that's one big thing. And then with my husband also transitioning out of the military, I have no idea how much he's going to make. And while I make a pretty decent income, I just want to make sure that our lifestyle doesn't change or change for too long, and that we're able to like keep having fun. And when we have a baby, it's not like, oh crap, like now we're really putting ourselves in a bind because all of these life changes are happening. So those are kind of my two things starting off this year. I don't quite understand the levels yet of Beachbody and like the team stagger and how that works at the levels, but those are my two things.
I'll go. Hi, I'm Jen. So I guess my biggest vision and goal is really to build up my own team of, not only challengers, but coaches as well. For that, really kind of growing the sense of community I'm getting with you guys here. I'll be moving out of state, really moving for the first time ever in my whole life, way far away. That's coming soon. And so I know I want to lean into this community because I know it's going to help me. And I'm excited for that. And then also I do have some income goals. I know I need to quantify them, so I'm not quite sure what that is yet, but some income goals, really just kind of setting myself up for future success. Thank you.
I'll hop in. So Maddie couldn't be on tonight, but she's my diamond. But we have sort of been talking a lot and making a plan since the fall retreat. And since the fall retreat, when I saw some of you, our team has more than doubled in size. So we're kind of growing at a faster pace than I think we expected, but that's obviously a good thing. So I think in my mind right now, this is all about setting a firm foundation of what we want our team to look like and how we're going to not only foster growth but leadership, but also what those expectations are going to be like, how we're going to help each other, how we're going to be open with each other, and combating that, any kind of competitiveness or mean girl mentality. So I think that foundation is really important. And then personally, I have income goals, definitely. I have to quantify them, but really whenever my boyfriend says to me, like, let's just elope, we can't afford a wedding, I want to be able to say, like, yes, we can. So that's kind of where I'm at. But it's something I really want to have in my vision, planning for the future.
I guess as an income goal. So my goals for this year are really income based because I'm looking to buy a home. I moved back in with my parents 2 days ago, which is pretty humiliating, but I'm a teacher and I work way too hard. I don't sleep because I care too much about my job, and thank God for Melissa for making me do this because right away she was like, you have to just coach. I said I wanted to coach, and she's like, no, I was like, I'm gonna do this in a few months, and she made me start sharing immediately, which I think helped. But the last few months have been really hard on me. I got transferred this year. I have the world's worst class. But I'm making it. I finally feel like I have my life together. And today was the first day where I really got my shit together and wrote everything down. I feel organized, I'm motivated, and I just feel like I'm ready to crush it, and I want to help people, and I want to help other teachers who are struggling with the same thing that I am. But I think it's possible. It's just I gotta get really focused.
I love that. I'll go next. So hi, I'm Jenny. I think with the coaching, and it also aligns with my professional, like my full-time job right now, but I really want to inspire and develop leaders, and that's kind of what I've been tasked with in my career. And so this is kind of the perfect blend of developing those leadership skills. And whenever I hear you guys say lead from the front, I've been trying to train myself to lead from behind, because to me that means like get other people to lead themselves and to become leaders. And so it's been a huge dream of mine to host a retreat. So that's a big goal I have for myself for this year. I don't even know what it means to like host a retreat. I've never been to one myself, but that was something that I loved in the Tone It Up community. I don't know how many of you, I know there's some, but or Tone It Up girls prior to this. But we had get-togethers all the time, and bringing people together and having like this type of thing but in person is so moving to me, and I love making those connections. So that's my dream and my goal for the Beachbody side of things. But then I do have personal like financial goals as well. My husband just quit his job to stay home with our daughter, and we've wanted a second baby, but sadly we have pushed it off because we can't afford it. And I hate that like our finances limit our life decisions. So maybe having the second baby and then doing some house projects and the student loan always. I want to pay off my student loan debt. So lots of goals. I definitely need to. I want to make a vision board, and I need to kind of make those the SMART goals, like actually make them measurable and put a timeline on them. But I'm excited, and hearing all of you talk about it really lights a fire.
Okay, last call.
Maddox has a vision. He wants to share it. He wants to cry.
He wants to see me.
I think he really, really wants to be a coach this year. Okay. Okay, that was so awesome, you guys. Like goosebumps, like 900 times. If you didn't get a chance to share your vision, please share it with us in the threads or whatever, and make that vision board. I promise. I'm making mine after he goes to bed. But this was awesome, and we really appreciate that. Sorry this went so long, but we didn't want to like cut you guys off because it was so good. I hope you're inspired, and I hope you have, oops, you can't even see me. I hope you have some awesome fire. Oh, that was the problem. There's your vision. Going into 2020. Woohoo! Okay.
Okay, we're done. Love you all. Hi, Maddie.
Bye-bye.
No, we have to boomy.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Well,
We always do.
you're talking to the one who